events. We are now on to one of our penultimate ones. So thank you for Dorcas from Caithness Beach Cleans for coming along today. She's going to share some of what they are getting up to along the coast there. And tomorrow we have our community networking online event. We're just kind of a summation of everything we've learned over the 2 weeks, and you're welcome to join us and share the link to anyone you think might be interested. Come along and decide what we can do next. As you'll know, hopefully, we are the Highlands and Islands Climate Hub. We cover that vast area of Highlands and the Northern Islands. The hub has been around for a while now. We support communities to do different actions that support the climate. So we provide support, collaboration, education and training. We celebrate community climate action. We can build capacity, give voice to our communities, and support you with funding. Here are some of the projects that we have supported in the past and are currently supporting. So sort of things that support mental health and well-being, some projects around food security, fuel security, and projects that help their communities feel connected and equitable. As you'll know, we have some support and training on offer. If you go to our website, you can find out more about these. And we also have some funding open at the moment, the Climate Action Fund. If you're interested, please get in touch. And it's free to be a member, and you're welcome to join us at any time. And here's Katie's email address. Katie is on the call today, but is having a few Wi-Fi issues because she's traveling. So get in touch at any time. I'm going to stop sharing now, and I'm going to pass on to Dorcas, and Fiona has started the recording. Hello, Dorcas.
Hello. Thank you for joining me about this afternoon about this talk about CBC, Caithness Beach Cleans. We started Caithness Beach Cleans in 2019, and it was just, we're both sea people. We've always been sea people. We've done sub-aqua diving. I used to surf. My husband still sails, and we both love walking the beaches. But what we didn't love was tripping over plastic. Alan would pick up a rope, tie another rope to it, tie something else to it. I'd pick up a bucket and fill the bucket. And each time we went, it seemed to be getting worse. So eventually in 2019, I decided to do something about it. And I started Caithness Beach Cleans, which is just a Facebook group. We're not a charity. We're nothing at all apart from a Facebook group. And the idea was to encourage people, individuals, to go out and pick up when they're going for a walk. And what we did initially, we got a bit of funding from local councils, and that allowed us to buy some litter pickers and scales. And we handed these out to people that were interested. And we asked them to send photos of the amount of plastic they'd taken off the beach into the Facebook group. I would then record it very roughly on a bit of paper like that. And all we record is the date, the beach name, and the weight of plastic that was removed. This information gets used in all sorts of places. It gets used in schools, because we've got something like 8,000 records now of beach cleans that have been done. And especially locally, it means kids know where these beaches are, because we clean beaches from Brora to Armadale, Betty Hill, that sort of area. So, you know, a lot of them know these beaches, and it means something to them when they're doing spreadsheets or database. They've got all this information to use. We started off small, just with litter pickers and scales, but as time went on, we realized that the bigger stuff was really difficult to deal with. And King Charles actually got in touch with us, Prince Charles at the time, and he offered us money towards a quad bike. Well, by this time, we'd actually started to recycle some of what we were finding. And what we were doing was, we would find a huge lump of rope. And my husband would sit for hours and untangle it and then stretch it on the washing line. And it'd sit there for weeks getting washed and shaken about. And then he'd weave it into doormats. And we sell those doormats on Etsy. and that funds the group. It actually made enough to buy the quad bike and trailer. King Charles gave us £3,000 and the quad bike and trailer was 9,600. So we did really well. We also initially held a couple of sales that people helped out with. Our group's got, I think, 1,300 members, but like any group, we've got 30 active members, and probably of those, maybe 5 to 10 go out weekly or more, and the rest just go out occasionally. But once we got the quad bike, it meant that these huge lumps of rope could be taken off easily. And in fact, one lady who does Sandside Beach every day, and she records about £1, £2, sometimes as much as £5. I'm afraid I'm still working in pounds. But when she finds big stuff, she puts it up into the dunes. And then every few months we'll go along with the quad bike and the sledge and take it all away. And I think last time we did that, we took £800 off. So, you know, the quad bike and sledge is really, really handy. We get rid of the stuff. Initially, everything went to landfill, which I hated. Apart from the rope we were using, everything went to landfill. But we've got various ways of recycling now. But the council have been brilliant. We just let them know if we've done a big beach clean, we'll let them know that we've got a pile of stuff and they pick it up within a couple of days. They'll provide us the big metal bins and bags, and they'll just come and take it all away within a couple of days, which is absolutely brilliant. Because we're a Facebook group, we don't have insurance. So we work with Surfers Against Sewage. And when we're doing a big organised beach clean, we put it onto their website, and that gives us the insurance cover. When we're going out to do a beach clean, we tend to look at a website called Windy, which tells us which way the wind's going. It also tells us the sea state and the weather and all sorts of things, but the wind is what we mostly are interested in. And if we've had a sustained wind for a few days, always in the same direction, that tells us exactly which beach we need to go and clean. We also obviously look at tidal charts and things as well and work out from that when to go. And what we normally take is litter pickers, scales, gloves, jackets, and we actually provide gloves and jackets as well as the litter pickers and scales. Everybody in the group gets litter pickers and scales. Anyone that wants gloves can get gloves. We have special gloves that my husband and I use, and one or two of the others use that go out a lot. They're quite expensive gloves, so we only give them out to the people that go out a lot. But yeah, obviously we dress for the weather. We also provide jackets for the ones that go out a lot. Apart from the doormats, we also recycle creel hooks. Now, probably most people know what a creel hook is. It's about that long, just a plastic hook. And we started off doing this on our own bins, and my husband stretched a bungee from the back to the front and hooked it. The council quickly told us, do not do that. That is dangerous. So we don't do that anymore. But what we do is we stretch it from one handle to the other. And we sell these on Etsy now as well. And they've been approved by the Highland Council and the Orkney Islands Council for use on bins. And all it means is if your bin blows over, the rubbish stays in the bin. It does not come out, keeps the lid shut. So it's great now that they're actually approved. What else? The big thing that I'm really pleased about is all our rope that we couldn't use. And I mean, we only use finger thickness rope, and you can get rope. We pick up rope that thick, but we can't use that. And there's various other ropes and that we pick up that we just can't use. It's just finger thickness that we can recycle ourselves. So that was going to landfill, and I used to sort of say to myself, well, at least we know where the plastic is. When we find a way to deal with it, we know it's all in landfill, we know where it is. But now we get these double-sized ton bags with a lid, and when we fill one of those, we send it off to Cornwall, of all places, to a group called Waterhaul, and they recycle it into sunglasses frames, litter picker handles, knife handles, boxes for the back of your car, and anything else they can think of. And that is great. We do need to sort it because they don't like nylon or leaded rope. But apart from that, they take it all. They take nets, they take rope, they take everything, which is wonderful. Light net we recycle by offering to local community. It's used in gardens. Loads of people are after it, you know, so we never have a problem with that. But the heavy net, that's the only thing we can do, is to put it off to Waterhaul. But it's great. We've sent a few bags off now. We've got another one about ready to go. Data. Yeah, I was saying that our data is used in schools. The councils also get it. Surfers Against Sewage get it every month. After I've written it on the sheet, we put it into a spreadsheet and send that off to Surfers Against Sewage every single month. So they're really happy to get that. But there's other types of data as well. We recently found a tag. It was about 4 or 5 inches long, shaped like a little bomb, and it had a long tail. And it turned out it had been attached to a thresher shark. And when we finally managed to see what it said on it, they said, please let New England Aquariums know. And there was an email address, and I emailed them, and it was a Professor Kneebone. It turned out that that particular tag had come off within 2 hours of it being attached, so it didn't have any data. But it recorded things like whether the shark was swimming along that way, whether it was diving, what depth it went to, all sorts of things like that, distance, everything. But this one came off. So, but you know, that's another data stream, if you like, that we have. We work with a lot of organisations. Pentland Canoe Club, our local canoe club, are fantastic. And what we do, the east coast where we live is all cliffs, and it's absolutely impossible to get to some of these beaches. So what we do is we work in conjunction with them, and they paddle into the beach, and we take the quad to the top, and we drop ton bags on ropes over. They fill the ton bags, and we haul them up and bag it all up and take it away. So I think we've removed 4 tons with them over the last couple of years. So, you know, that's really good to get that. That's stuff that's been there a long time. Of course, it still comes in all the time, but yeah. I go to Thurso College and work with their Pathways to College and Employment classes. I give talks for things like local groups such as May Gardening Club, Water Lines at Leibster. I've been down to their Harbour Day. I've also done another talk for them when they have the local school children in. I've been to Leibster School and done a talk there as well. We also do science festivals, and we take displays of the sort of stuff we find, everything from drones to full face gas mask. You know, we find anything you can think of, you can find on a beach. It's really quite scary. Obviously, the Highlands Islands Environment Fair, Force and District Climbing Club have come out when we've done cleans in their sort of area. Helmsdale Community Group. We've even had Countryfile contact us and ask us to do a bit on Countryfile, which was very interesting and a lot of fun to do. And obviously Surfers Against Sewage, we work with them quite a lot. I would like to see more young people involved. This is the problem we have. Most of the people in our group that are very active, like my husband, myself, the lady at Sandside, we're all pensioners, you know. We did a beach clean there on Monday at Armadale, and there was a net had come in, and there was also an enormous pontoon that had washed up. And to get down to it, we had to go down this really tricky, slippery slope and then climb across all these rocks to get to the sand. And I managed down fine, but going back up, I got to the top and I said to Alan, we're just getting too old for this. You know, I was up on my hands and knees. I was really quite knackered by the time I got back up to the top. But then we had been digging sand and hauling on ropes and pulling nets out of sand and then dragged the net all along the beach. If you ever do get a net that you want to take back somewhere, do not drag it. Dragging it doesn't work, because what it does is it picks up sand. So what you do is you take the end of the net and you pull it forward across the top of the net, so it's sliding across itself. Then you go back to the back again and do it that way, and it's an awful lot easier. There's a little tip for you if ever you need to remove a net. But we do need youngsters in. We do need younger people. And I understand that it's difficult because they don't have transport to get to beaches the same way and everything. But it would be nice to have some younger people. What I would say is everybody should try and carry a carrier bag in your pocket. They fold up nice and small. Keep it in your pocket and pick up if you see something. Search on the internet for your local beach clean group and join it. I mean, the main reason we take plastic off the beaches, I mean, there's the obvious microplastics getting into the system, but we've found birds that have been tied together by their beaks with a little bit of rope that size, fishing twine. And that is so sad. They've just starved, and that's us that's done that, you know. So this is part of the reason we do it. One of our members has also given me photos of seals with rope tied around them that she's taken from her house at Scrabster. And yeah, it's really very sad to see all this. And if we can do anything to stop it at all, then that's what we're here for. Has anybody got any questions? I'm sure I've missed loads out, but if you've got any questions, I can answer them.
Yeah, I have a question. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, good. It was about working with Waterhall. I was wondering, does it cost you a lot to send those plastics down there?
Cost nothing. They've got, if they just get picked up by a lorry, costs us nothing.
That's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, that is good.
And the ton bags are also donated to us by a local firm as well, so that's good as well. Anything else?
Sorry, Steve, were you wanting to say something there? You'll need to come off mute.
Not hearing you, Steve. No.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not working even when he's not muted.
No, you might need to
it
put
must
it in
be
the chat box, Steve.
Yeah, Steve, can you type it in the chat and we'll say it out loud?
John, do you want to come in while Steve chats?
Just a quick one. Dorcas, thanks very much. Glad to hear that other people are rolling their sleeves up and getting dirty on the beaches as well. It's good.
Uh-huh.
I just a quick. I'm up in Orkney, so we have similar sorts of problems as you do. I just wanted to check. Do you guys submit any of your data to Marine Conservation Society?
Right. Okay. Now, Marine Conservation Society have a form, and so did the SAS. And it's a form that you can fill in, and it tells you how many Q-tips you picked up, how many bits of rope you picked up, how many this, that, and the rest. Now, a Q-tip compared to a bit of rope can be this size, and it can be a mile long. And it drove me mad that there was such a ridiculous form. So I don't work with them at all. I mean, my husband does sometimes too. But I'm so frustrated with them. And in fact, we've now got SAS to change their forms. So, you know, he does sometimes submit data, but we submit it to SAS. And as I say, they have changed their forms now, and they ask for different sizes. And also it's important that weight is included, because, I mean, you think of the weight of a Q-tip or even a yard of rope. I mean, how many Q-tips can you make out of a yard of rope?
I totally get that. I mean, the comparison is, for example, we could have kids out on the beaches picking up 6 Doritos packets versus 6 pieces of rope. The one lot weighs nothing, the other weighs 200 kilograms. We do understand that.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons why I'm actually sort of quizzing this is because I'd love to try and get a sense for just how serious your problem actually is relative to other areas. Because, you know, certainly our experience up in Orkney, if you look at the western sides of the islands, they're actually atrocious. If you look at the eastern sides of the islands, they're actually not really a problem. And so, you know, I'm generalizing, by the way. And certainly the experience that we've actually had in the feedback that we have, certainly from the evidence that's been gathered over a large sort of data set, is that the Scottish Islands are like double the abundance of litter by comparison with mainland. So it would be really interesting to know just how where you guys actually fit in up in Caithness relative to the western sides.
Right. Well, we started in 2019 and we have taken 76 tons of plastic off of local beaches since that. We're averaging a ton a month. Okay, so that'll give you an idea. Yeah. But if you join the group and message me, I will send you our spreadsheet. From that will tell you how much plastic each beach has been taking in. So you're welcome to the.
I would be really interested to see that. So just a related question. I don't want to keep you on too long, but if you've cleaned beaches or a given beach, how long does it take for that beach to be kind of bad again, or is it
the next sustained wind and high tide?
Right, okay, so it's just keeps coming, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the funny thing is, this year we've had very little wind. We've had a really quite a good summer. Yeah. And for the first time, we've hardly got anything. We were taking a ton a month every month. And this year we've been taking half a ton a month. We've only done 7 tons this year.
Wow.
Which is a huge difference, but we've not had the winds. And saying that, last month was over a ton.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's the weather that brings it in.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. Well, Dorcas, thanks very much. I will follow up with you. And thanks for giving us the presentation today as well. Okay.
No problem. You're welcome. Any other questions?
We've got Steve's question in the chat there. So he was asking how often you do the organised.
The chat.
How often do you do organised beach cleans?
Not that often. If somebody reports seeing something big on a beach, then we organise a beach clean. If the paddlers are out down the East Coast and they notice stuff, they'll contact us, then we'll organise it. But we've probably only done half a dozen this year. The majority of it is just the few of us that go out and bring it in. But yeah, we don't do a lot of organised cleans. Anything else?
I had a question. Sorry, Fiona, I'll just jump in front of you there. I just wondered if you had any issue with the beaches around Dounreay, as that's been in the news.
Right, well, Sandside is done by Alison, and she's on that beach every single day. And the first few times we went and got her stashes, I was quite worried, but Alison said to me, I was a health monitor. I was one of these people that went along the beach looking for particles. I go on this beach every day and will continue to do so. I'm really not worried. Other than that, on Crosskirk Beach, which is the other side of Dounreay, is where I found the gas mask. And I thought, oh gosh. So I contacted Dounreay and they sent their health monitoring team out and they took it away and they tested it and it was safe. There was nothing nasty with it. And they said it wasn't theirs. Although at science fairs, there's been a few ex-Dounreay workers that said, oh, that's a Dounreay mask. So who knows? But apart from that, I mean, we don't get in close to Dounreay anyway. It is really just Sandside and Crosskirk, each side of it.
Fiona, you want to ask your question?
Yeah, I guess it was just when you do the organised beach cleans, do you find that you get a different audience? One thing that we've noticed, I'm based in Nairn, and one thing that we notice is that when we do a beach clean that's maybe as part of like a national campaign or something that looks has a bit more branding around it, we tend to get bigger numbers or a slightly different group that come out, and I didn't know whether your organised beach cleans had maybe different demographic or different people involved.
Well, what I tend to do, we've had organised beach cleans at Dunbeath and nobody turned up for that. Well, that's not true. One person turned up and she then joined the group and she does Dunbeath all the time. We've had them at Helmsdale, and what I did for Helmsdale was I joined their Facebook community group and I put on that we were doing the beach clean and gave all the details there, and people came along from Helmsdale. And when we did huge ones at Brora, we had a few people from Brora. I did the same thing again, community group, told everybody about it. But that's when the Forson District Climbing Club came down as well, because some of them live in Brora, so they all got together. No, the sort of, no, not really. The paddling one does, yes. They'll try and get a few in during that time, which is great. Just cheese us up to get along there and do that. But apart from that, no, I mean, World Cleanup Day, things like that. To be honest, I didn't even go out on World Cleanup Day. It just didn't work for me. But no, not really. Unless I advertise it locally on something like that, then no, we don't see a lot of new people. Any other questions?
It's Etsy that you sell, the doormats get sold through, isn't it?
Yes, Etsy. And if you're interested, all you need to do is just go to Google and put Stormwashed, all one word. Stormwashed with a capital W, Stormwashed and Etsy, and our mats will come up. And the hooks are available there as well, the bin hooks.
And what's the kind of price that you sell the mats and hooks for?
The hooks are £5.50, no postage charge. And the mats are from about 35 to 50 pounds, depending on the size.
Okay.
We just work it out on the length of rope, and we've probably got about 10 mats up there just now, but we can do mats to order as well if you want a particular size. But again, it's just the price is worked out on the length of the rope that we use.
Wonderful. Thanks.
I've popped a link to the Etsy shop in the chat there for anyone who's interested.
Excellent.
Have we got any other questions?
It looks like Vicky's typing at the moment.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
That's just a thank you message to you, Dorcas. Very interesting to hear of your experiences.
You're welcome. Oh,
I think it's
remember I said my husband might come in with a cup of tea.
Andy.
Sorry, what were you going to say there? Thank you.
It's really interesting to see what can be done just through sort of social media and some, you know, interested, passionate people without any sort of formalization.
Yeah, it's one of the things I always felt. Everybody always says, oh, I'm just one person, what can I do? But you can. You just need to get out there and just do it. And other people will start to do it with you. You know, it's just get off your backside and do it, really.
Absolutely.
You were mentioning, do you still teach?
Me, no.
No. Okay, but if you know of any teachers that want this information,
Yep.
it's, again, just join the group, contact me, and we'll send you the information.
Absolutely. I'll do that, and I'm going to be in touch anyway. I think I've got plans for the local youth club, so I'll be in touch about them, getting them on the beach.
Okay. Well, many years ago, I used to teach adults, and desperate for information so I could teach them spreadsheets. As I said, we've got 8,000 records, so it's all there for anyone that wants to use it, or if they just want the information to compare to their beaches.
I might come and ask you to teach me how to do a spreadsheet. That's been really great, Dorcas. I think perhaps if nobody's got any other questions, we can leave everybody off to finish their lunch. Tomorrow is our last session of the Marine Litter Fortnight, and it is just a chance to talk through everything that's come up over the past sort of 2 weeks and make some plans, hopefully, for the future. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Dorcas.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, you're muted, Fiona.